So let's try and create a kick sound from scratch, just using some other modules. So what we're going to be using, with my method, what we're going to be using is an oscillator, a VCA, and 2 envelopes. Pretty much. What we're going to want from the oscillator is just a sine wave. And this sine wave, we're going to put it into a VCA. And we're going to take the output from the VCA and we're going to listen to it. Let's see what it does. So I'm going to just put it in here. That sounds nice and round. Let me tune it down a little bit because a kick is pretty low. Something like this. I guess this works. Now, a kick drum, one of the defining factors of it is that when it gets a trigger, it's going to spike up and you get like this sub-drone and then it dies down again, right? So let's feed a trigger into an envelope and then we will feed that envelope into our VCA. Let's have a listen. I'm going to take a shorter wire for this. Let's have a listen what happens when we feed this envelope into the VCA. Let's shape it a little bit because this is too short, but it does need attack. So we'll leave the attack the way it is. We're just going to open up the release. Until we have a nice little rumble going on there. Okay, that's all fine. But a kick doesn't just stay in one pitch like that. Usually with a kick you have this very short spike which starts off a little higher and then it dies down. So let's try and do that. The way we do this is by feeding a second envelope into the FM input of the oscillator we're using. So let's take a second envelope and we feed it into our oscillator. I'm going to mulch out this trigger. And we're going to be feeding it into both envelopes. Let's do it this way. This is 1 and this is 2. Oh, it could be that this one is actually normaled, but let's just do it this way. And now I'm going to slowly mix in the second envelope into the FM input of this oscillator until we get the sound that we want. Let's have a listen. So here's our basic sound. Let's open up the FM. And now we're going to start hitting it with a little short decay at the start. That's a little bit of a knock we have now. It's still sounding a little bit short, so let's open up the release. Starting to sound nice. I still think the decay is a little bit long right now, so let's shorten it. Starting to sound like a nice kick. We can give it a higher knock. It's a little bit much. Somewhere around here, I think it sounds nice. Now, if you want to add even more of a knock to it, like just a little attack spike at the start, we're gonna need to mix in something just for it to give us this short, snappy click at the start. So in order to do this, we're gonna need a little bit of noise or something that will just really give us that little tick at the start. And we're gonna mix that tick together with the signal of our kick so that we get that nice and lovely attack. I'm gonna take another envelope for this. Let's see, is this long enough? Should be. And we're going to take the output from the third envelope and we're going to mix it into our second VCA. And then we're going to mix these two signals together into a mixer. Let's do that right here. 1 and 2. And then let's have a listen to what's going on here. We take this left output, feed it in here. Let's see if this gives us the result we're after.